Dear viewers at home, you are welcome to another segment of Insights with Tola. And today I have a woman of an engineer of repute with us, in person of engineer Mrs. Adebimpe Amigun, the 6th chairperson of APWEN ONDO State Branch. You are welcome, madam.
Thank you very much, Engineer Tola.
Can you please introduce yourself and share a summary of your journey so far?
Thank you. As earlier mentioned and introduced by Engineer Tola, Adebimpe Amigun, a registered engineer and a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I started my engineering journey as an IT student. Let me start as a student. I started as an undergraduate of the University of ILORIN in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering in the year 1991. I graduated in 1997, and my work as a job experience started as an IT student. First 3 months at a Foundry workshop in ILORIN, and the next 6 months as an IT student, engineering training at Nigerian Machine Tools OSHOGBO. That was 1996. In 1998, I did my youth service with an oil drilling services company, NIGERIAN Limited. And 1999, after my NYC, I was employed as engineer, workshop stroke engineer at the same oil servicing company, NIGERIAN Limited, till 2001, when I had to leave the company. I got married and I had to come from Port Harcourt to the southwest, not ONDO State, to the southwest. Let me even say North Central. I was first in Kogi State, National Iron Mining Company. Then from there to ONDO State in 2004. 2006, I joined Federal Polytechnic Ado-Ekiti as Engineer 2 in the Works and Services Department of the Federal Polytechnic. Goes through the round from Engineer 2 to Engineer 1. 2011, I withdrew my service from Federal Polytechnic Ado-Ekiti to Federal University of Technology AKURE, and I joined Federal University of Technology AKURE Directorate of Physical Planning as Engineer 1, through to Senior Engineer to Principal Engineer to Chief Engineer. Then now I'm currently a Deputy Director of Engineering at the Directorate.
So, what inspired you to choose mechanical engineering?
Because when we were in secondary school, where they said that did from 1 to from 5,
yes,
that when you get to from 3, they will ask you to choose whether science. I think I have this adventurous nature, and another thing is I like solving problems. And when I was younger, I like playing with objects to assemble and to. So I decided that okay, and principally I like mathematics. And when you are in school, secondary school, like when you are a problem solver, they will give you equation when you solve this, and the excitement you have. I know that I was very, very adventurous, and I said, okay, I was first of all trying to get into electrical, because when you're adventurous, there's some mistake that when you make that can cost you life. And when you're an electrical engineer, your first mistake might be your last. So I said that okay. Then when you see things working, machines working, you are excited. So I had to choose mechanical.
Then can you tell us about a memorable project or achievement that shaped your career during this
engineering journey? I will tell you, the one is my 6-month title Nigerian Machine Tools OSHOGBO. Because I did not do technical drawing when I was in secondary school. So when I entered university, 100 level, they are still in science. Yes. 200 level, when we now started doing engineering drawing, I was like, and when you know that we're like 3 in a class of 92, 3 female. Mm-hmm. When you are doing your things, the mates said they are looking at you because for you to come to engineering, they see you as okay, you are more than an average lady. So they are looking at you, they want to copy you. So I was now like in the middle of the ocean. So I hated engineering drawing because my first attempt, I would do it by myself. I used to have like 8/20. The second one 8/20, and you will not sleep. You'll be in the. So when I now got to Nigerian machine trade OSHOGBO, being a mechanic, they have different departments, different sections. We have training workshop, the design room. We have small machine workshop, big machine workshop, and as an IT student, Foundry and the rest, you have to go through all these department sections. So when it was that time for me to go to design room, I was like, when I got there, and one thing that was what shaped my life. In short, to that they will now give, but this one they will give you that object, maybe worn out parts. You have to take measurement, then you design to that measurement. Your design, and that one, it was not the time of when you have AutoCAD or something, you will draw it. So that time I think Nigerian Railway Corporation, and they now brought this pad, train pad. So we're already working on for Pigeon Automobile as for the smaller brake pad for pigeons. When they brought this, it was now my turn when I was in the design room that I was supposed to design it, draw it to specification, and take it to machine workshop. They will work on it because they were paying, not that we were doing it as a project. So when it was now my turn, and when they gave it to me, I did my best. And at the end of the day, my job moment was when I now saw my signature, the approval at the machine workshop, and they worked on the brake pad. And our clients, that's Nigerian Railway Corporation, they were happy. So it was like a moment for me. And the other one was when I was with this oil servicing company. Literally, we dismantled a Caterpillar V engine, all this Caterpillar engine that you have from the engine block. We dismantled, and my bosses then, because it was a German company, they ordered all the parts for that instead of buying a new engine, we are going to repair that one. And we started building it from the engine block. It was only even the engine block, we started building from the engine block to the top cylinder. And coupling it with the electrical components, and we took the machine to the rig. And no, it worked. Not even, we tested it at the base office. We now took it to the oil drilling rig. We were drilling oil to use it as spare. Because in the rig you have two engines. One will work for like 12 hours, the other one will rest and work. And it empowered the oil, and we were drilling. I was elated. We were just a team. I was the only female. We have 2 Nigerian and then 1 German. I was elated. Even I still have pictures that I took when we finished building the engine. Those 2 moments was like, so my own engineering is not office engineer. That can actually do something, assemble things, and it will work. But we have numerous small, but those 2 were very, very outstanding in my journey.
So what are the most challenges you face in your career?
One thing I faced in my career that is not, I know
there will be many,
but the one I can say is that this gender, we have something called domestic violence. I've faced a lot of my gender violence. But one thing I do is that I walk past it. I don't allow it to break me or make me. I remember the first time I was experiencing this is during my youth service. That company where I worked, I was posted there. It was like August, September. And when I got there, the first thing, they say German company. That's why they call them German machine. The first thing the whites told me is that they have not taken any female engineer. That even in civil you can still have female, mechanical.
We have more in electrical.
In electrical, they are said
more female.
That you will not. And that time I was not as big as this. I was like small. You are too fragile to take this position. That this is not shared where we have engineers in the office. That this one, all our staff will go to the field. That they just advised me that I should just go and look for another company. But my own is going through university education as an engineering student, you do more of theories than practicals. So, and my own is being an adventurer, the kind of person I was ready to go out that time to see what engineers can do. I was really ready, prepared for the practicals, and see where somebody is now discouraging me. I did not allow that to discourage me. I went out, I started looking for somebody that would talk, and I think it was like after like 3 months, November, when I did not allow them to rest. They even discussed their management meeting that just let her come. We are giving her like 3 months.
She will quit.
She will quit. Nobody even asked her to go by the time. But when I got there, it's not that I didn't prove them wrong intentionally, but I was just doing my things.
Yeah.
They will grant vibe, I will go. They want to operate lift, I will operate. They want to operate crane, because I was enjoying it. Why was because I was not forced to study engineering. I did it out of my own passion. So I was put on cover, and it was that one that I said, okay, if you want to be an accomplished engineer as a female, you have a lot of proving to do, and you have a long way to go. But what a man will do and they will say, it's because she's a female. So you have to be above and overboard. And when I got my other job at Federal Polytechnic, the same thing happened again. They were like, this is works department. You know, one thing is, that time we don't really have female mechanical engineers like this. So it was like trying to break barriers. So like that oil company, I was the first female engineer able to be employed. I would then say, no, that since they've established Federal Polytechnic, they have never for one employed a female engineer who works at services, because we are into they can call you at any time. When I went for the interview was very rigorous, because it was like written first, then oral interview. It was an advert, not that man no man. That time my director was like telling them at the panel that, so after all, when I even enter, he thought maybe the oil service company that I put in my CV was actually like a make-believe. That he started asking me questions on the oil rig and all those, and that really gave me an edge. So at the end of the day, I came first, director of the 15 panel. So they now said, I got to know that because
to maybe discourage you.
Discouraging them to bring me down, that this one is just it's not she's not capable. Another thing, if you see my physique, you think this one cannot do anything in engineering, that should be doing social engineering. It was the one of the panel that said, when I learned that the week my director was saying, this is a man's job. You know that you call me to do this, to do generator, to do welding, plumbing. Then one thing again is that this woman, she's a CV, she stays in AKURE, and they said director. I've never met him. Even when I was working, they said Professor Ajajate. I said, she's a female, though. Let her get this offer by herself.
Sure.
But if not, she's going to be giving this job. She go to me. That was how I entered. You see, number 2. So, and a lot of things that when you want to do, even when I got one contract consultancy job with World Bank, when we were having training, it was like, we are going to Kano. This woman that is an engineer, how will she cope? We have our place. I will just be looking at them, because they don't know. There is a difference when they force you to do something, and when you are doing it out of your own love and passion.
That's good. Thanks for that. Then, how do you approach problem solving in complex situations in your career?
It's not easy and it's simple. You know, as an engineer,
it's not easy and it's
simple.
Can you elaborate?
That's because as an engineer, you must be creative, and you must always be
creative.
Yes, you must always be thinking far, one or 2 meters ahead of others. So if you have a problem, and problem will always come. That's why engineers are problem solvers.
Yes.
If you don't have problem, your work is useless as an engineer.
Yes.
So what do you want to do? If you are not solving problem, you are not doing anything. But you must be creative. You must be up to date with evolving technologies. You must have this teamwork spirit. And as an engineer, normally we are trained not to be calm.
Yes.
But as an engineer, you must imbibe that calmness spirit. Then another thing is, you know, there's this what this English people call SWOT analysis.
Okay, yes.
You must know your strengths, you must know your weakness, you must know when opportunity comes, and you must know what are threatening your job. So if you have any problem that you want to do, number 1, be creative, team spirit, you need to read a lot. I need to be conversant with the technology. If not, you'll be doing things the way you are doing it, and you not get results unless you move and you read wide and know what is obtainable. Even in the international scene, don't limit yourself.
Then in mechanical engineering, what skill would you advise that one should have in case you want to excel?
In mechanical engineering, number one, when you are still a student, like you are in secondary school,
yes,
your mathematics, physics, further maths, and computer should be the major, as in you are conversant with computers. Then by the time you are now an engineer, don't limit yourself to what you are being taught in the classroom. Because one thing I realized that people in academics, they are used to teaching, and many of them, they are not even practicing. You know, another thing is when you are teaching what you are practicing, you now know where things will not work, where you have to amend, even if it's your calculation or what you invented, where you need to shift to the left or to the right. So as an engineer, you need skill acquisition in other areas that will assist you. Now, I don't say because I'm an engineer, I don't want to know anything about artisan work. I don't want to know anything. My own is to supervise. What do you want to supervise? You don't even have the basics. If you don't know the basics, that was what I said when I got to another company. I know that I needed practical knowledge. But if you don't manage all this artisan, technician work, they will be hiding information and techniques from you. And when they hide it, you cannot go far.
Because so they know that you don't know it.
They know that you don't know it because you've been trained to supervise. But you want to supervise what you don't know. Even I had to bring myself down to the level of mechanics. We'll be grinding valves together. We'll be checking valves together. We'll be doing all this. There's this gauge, filler gauge. It's from all this process. You watch engine, you enter engine. That was I say. When you see people, that's why you cannot never, even till now, I don't keep long nails. That is why you need all these skills. You need to learn from the basics. And mechanical engineering, you know that we have many parts.
Yes.
The welder, the artisan under us. The plumbers, the artisan under us. The R&A maintenance crew,
yes,
they are under us. And there are many skills in engineering that many people don't even dive into. That's why I just love my pattern of engineering. The way I grow with it, then the way God allow my steps. Because I've been in the manufacturing sector, I've been in the oil sector, and now I'm in the building services. Where and many people don't even know that mechanical engineering, that they can make it in building, that they have their own contribution in buildings. When you talk about R&A, that is our thermal fluid, our thermodynamics. And when you talk about piping, like all this wastewater, yes, plumbing, that is part of all our basic trainings. Fluid mechanics. So if you don't know all those things, how do you want to apply them? And if you limit yourself, because in R&A, mostly when they are teaching R&A in the university, is calculations.
Yes.
From thermodynamics to R&A is calculations.
Psychometric charts.
Yes, but how do you now put it into practice by practicing? And what you don't know, you can't give, like I said earlier. So when you limit us, one thing I realize about most mechanics, they are always looking at, I want to work at another company. Even all these things that I say, automobile engineering. When you look at engineering, anything that is revolving in engineering, basically everything starts from, we have engine. The engine of the vehicle is the same thing as compared to that Caterpillar engine that I said. Yes, they basically have the same parts. Yes. So if you can work on that engine, you can as well work on your car. Because engines are the same thing. The only thing is you need manual instruction. You are not the one that produces that engine. So when you want to work on it, you use your manual instruction to work on it.
Can you share an example of failure that you turned into success?
That is even plenty in engineering.
Just give us one unique one.
Like you can be doing, like when we say we're working with Futa automobile brake pad. You know that when you have a flat plate, you take it to milling machine. milling machine, lathe machine, they will cut it into sizes.
Okay.
There are some that when they were cutting it, do not even align, or maybe some minor dimensions.
Okay.
There's a way, you know, that there's a part that you have to put like rubber or something. That will be when you are pressing it. That one is the one that will. So at times when you have shorted down, when I was, because that time I worked with it in the iron bending machine, I even still have that picture. That when you do it, there's a way you bend to some angles. There are some that even that shortage, there's a way you can manipulate and turn it. Well, and we did things like that when we were there, but the client will not know. And you know that ordinarily it's supposed to be a failure.
Yes.
But when you now use your calculation, your dimension, your engineering knowledge, you turn it to a good success.
That's good. That's a very good one. That means you really had a very good example of Foundry. You have a good sound knowledge of Foundry.
Yes. Because when you get to foundries, there is like, if you want to mix, you first of all test the iron content, the hardening mineral that they use. So those things, and they should be in proportion. But if you don't have it, you just turn it to, okay, this one will be too hard, or this one will be too ductile or something. There's a way you add it, and it will still serve the purpose.
So what advice will you give young engineers that are starting up their careers in mechanical engineering?
Young engineers, I will...
And even our viewers at home who are intending to go.
Yes, I will tell them that if they want to go, they should check, number one, do the analysis of your own self. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to become? Which value are you going to add to the society? And after that one, when you start, it's not going to be easy. But when you know your calculation, if you love mathematics and physics, you are going to have
so those are the baseline. Maths,
yes, for mechanical.
So viewers at home, you want to go into engineering, you must be sound in mathematics
and physics. Then you need chemistry as for your materials. Okay. Good knowledge of chemistry.
To know which material to select.
For basically for engineering materials, chemistry is their main. Then when you know that one, just have passion for it. And I used to tell people in all my interviews that engineering is not for lazy mind or lazy people. Most of the time, you need strength, and at times you even need how to use wisdom to reduce the strength, physical strength that you need. So all those things, engineering is not for. And don't try to impress, or I want to do this engineering because I also want to know than this. Have passion.
Their parents force them to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Don't let anybody, but if you have passion for it,
parents at home, please allow your children.
And there's a way you even know from the childhood that this child is going to be somebody that will be creative, somebody that will. And when you see children like that, try to bring them up with love and direct them well and manage them. But I want to know that mechanical engineering is not for the weak, and it's not really limited to automobile manufacturing. We are everywhere. In fact, there are even
robotics now.
Yes, they are everywhere. So you need to know what, and you need to read wide in your field. Don't say I'm studying engineering, I will read only what. Reading what your lecturer teaches you in class is for you to pass, but reading wide is for you to be successful in life.
That's a good one. I'll mark that quote. So the other one is there any misconception in your mechanical engineering field that you want to clear up, that you have in mind or that you have experienced in misconception?
Yes, the misconception is when like I said earlier, we have different branches of engineering, and this conception is within us as engineers, or conception of we are like the issue we have with civil and mechanical, and that when we find ourselves in this built environment, there's this thing that the civil will say, more important in building than a mechanical engineer. We should clear that misconception. Because basically when we are in 100 level, we do science. When you are in 200 level, I don't know polytechnic curriculum or university curriculum where I graduated from. In 200 level, you touch every aspect of engineering, be it civil, be it, I did house wiring in my 200 level.
Electrical machine, 300 level.
Yes.
Electrical machine.
Yes. So civil, you do a little bit of civil, a little bit of electrical, a little bit of agric, everything. So by the time as an engineer, you are equipped to do some things. And when you now get to and you have your colleagues in engineering trying to put you down, that you are just there to supervise ironing and plumbing, forgetting that when you start this job, you will start, nobody is an island of knowledge. The civil engineer cannot stand alone without the architect. The building industry cannot stand alone without bringing electrical person. And even mechanical, they must bring it. And when you build, even the structures that they are doing,
what the architect designs, that the service
the
engineers
structures is where the structure and the civil work like bricklaying, block molding, and all those stuff that they are doing. This thing originated from mechanical. Because now, if the iron benders want to register with AKURE as artisan or technicians, it will be the mechanical engineers that will supervise them. No, because I've done for people, iron benders that have to supervise their project and sign for them. It's not civil engineer that will sign for iron benders and welder. There's a popular man in APWEN when he wanted to register with his apprentice. I was the one that signed their paper for APWEN. So one thing I just is just this misconception of more than this. We should always work together as a team. No, because for a building to be functional, for a building to have strength, you need structural engineer. For a building to be functional, when they will say if you build a building that is very strong, there are no breeze, no wind can stabilize, and you have somebody to move into the building, you don't have electricity, the water system is not running, the fan cannot work, the person will just say that you have built rubbish because the building will never be functional. So we should see ourselves as brothers, and all these, we are more than this, we cannot be this, all those ones are paper and position work. We should see ourselves and work together as a team.
Thank you. Then how can one stay relevant and continuously improve in mechanical engineering?
I think I've said that one earlier.
Relevant. How can you stay relevant?
Relevant. That's why we should update ourselves with foreign technologies. Because now, the mechanical engineering we study in school is different from what they are teaching it, and it's even different from what is what obtainable now in the outside world and even internationally. So you must be, as an engineer, as a mechanical engineer, you will keep on learning, keep on reading, keep on getting information so that you're not left behind. You don't become obsolete as an engineer. We need to say machine becoming obsolete. Yes. If you don't equip yourself as a mechanical engineer, you will become irrelevant and you become obsolete.
Thank you for that. Now I want to go to the fun parts. What do you enjoy doing outside engineering?
Outside engineering, it's not anything I used to enjoy doing. It's just I like to socialize a lot, especially when I'm in the midst of friends. That you forget everything about work, forget everything about stress, forget everything about family. Just enjoy yourself with your friends, and that's what I enjoy doing outside engineering.
If you are told that, if you are allowed to meet somebody, a professional from the past, who will you like to meet and why? A mechanical engineer or anybody?
No, me, I would prefer to meet Isaac Newton. You know, he started all these laws. First law of motion, second law of motion, third law of motion. And why we like, because that man sees futures that time. So for bringing up all these things, that was even what led us to all these things that we're talking about mechanical engineering. They were basically all other things that we're going to, even all these machines, all they are designed is
the
basis they are from all these laws.
That's Isaac Newton. So can you tell us something about you that other people do not know?
Something about me that other people do not know. I'm not a secret person, and like my life is an open book. And my own thing is I can't pretend. I don't pretend. I'm not a fake person. Well, what is it that I don't know? I'm a princess. I'm a family.
Me, I don't know that you're a princess. I'm
a princess now. I'm Adebimpe. I'm a princess from a town in Kwara State. So So another thing that people don't really know is that I'm a lover of children, teenagers especially, because a lot of things happen, and when you go through some things, you will know. And I love people to be successful. And one thing I'm passionate about is I like imbibing good values into children, especially teenagers, because one thing I like is our value system has been eroded in Nigeria, especially we mothers. What we place values on and what our children see us placing values on: money and competition and trying to oppress someone. That one has really eroded, and that's why we are where we are in Nigeria. You have more. I was reading something today and somebody was saying scarcity mentality. That is, you want to hold on to what you have. You want to acquire more because you think if you are giving, you have poverty. Or if you are giving, people
acquire as much as possible.
So that is our mind. So that's why I'm so passionate about children, and every opportunity I have to speak to them, or I will assist them. I'll go out of my own to assist them. Then I will imbibe values into them, and I have a lot of them.
Thank you. Before we round up, you mentioned something earlier that two things I want you to go to. Was a hint about. The first one is we were once the sixth chairman of APWEN, Association of Professional Engineers.
Women engineers
in Nigeria, ONDO State Branch. So, what was your experience like during that time? And what was your, contribution?
During that time, we were able to sensitize students of secondary school. Even we did roads works to go and meet these people, these artisans, these road side sellers, to speak to them about engineering, how, and we encourage them, and we gave scholarship during my own time. We did television interview, like awareness. Then we'll try to mentor by telling them that we have women engineers that they are making it, and they are mothers, they are successful wives, so that you don't see it as if you are made that you will not be able to face career. It's very easy. It's not easy to manage it too, but if you are intentional about it, you manage it and you get it right. Then another thing is, during my time, number one, I'm not a person that will do something for you. I want to take it to social media. I mentor a lot of students. I don't like foundation because it will be as if I'm using your vulnerability to generate money. So on my own, I do little that I can do for students, and to the glory of God, even if I still have one that is in camp, I'm still following up on that. Yes, because you don't know. About and even for they can access me anytime. They just like a chat away. This is what is happening. I will take it up from there. But by doing so, even I have one that is in Finland now. By doing so, you are touching lives, because one person is just like a tree. Branches. By the time the branches is coming, that thing that I've been able to impart into the life of that person will generate, and the person will spare that thing. So, well, APWEN, but one thing I just realized about APWEN is women are not, that they used to say we are the, how do you boys say, weaker vessels. Yes. We are not trying to put ourselves, yes, and emotionally we are not that strong. So, and naturally God make us to be multi-tasking. So, but women are not bringing this into bear. When one part of them is weakened, they tend to let it get to them and to pursue, and they will now relax. Instead of forging ahead, and they will relax, and if trouble comes, if situation comes, stand up again, pick your life back, and be strong, because where God is taking you to is still far. So don't draw by the wayside. It's like running a 100 meters race. By the time you get to like 20 meters, you are tired, something happened, and say I'm not going again. So during when I was leading them, because things that you gather men together, let us do, you will be pleading, you will be begging, let us do this. Even at times you need to motivate them, you need to even at times you need to even make it. And one thing with women is everything is not about I'm doing this because I will get money from it. The money might not come now, the fame might not come now, but later it will pay off.
Thank you. Viewers at home, you are listening to our guest, Engineer Mrs.
Adebimpe, Princess.
Princess. I want to add that princess. Well, you're an engineer first before you.
Yeah, no, I was a princess before engineer.
But let us put the engineer first.
Okay.
That's our profession.
Okay.
Engineer Princess Mrs. Adebimpe Amigun. She's a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Can you tell us where you're working? You didn't mention that.
Okay, Federal University of Technology, Directorate of Physical Planning.
Correct. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. But before we end the program, we normally give out a gift to our viewers, our guests. The gift might look small, but it reminds us of where we started. And the gift is what? It's a clutch person. So please accept this.
Thank you. It's not even about the size of the gift, but the spirit behind it. I love it and I'll keep it.
Thank you very much. Yes, thanks for listening.
Are you going?